I thought, well, I don't know. I think I might be able to do this for a living. When you're young and dumb, you think you can do anything.
Landline now. Welcome back. OOIDA President Todd Spencer joins me now. Todd, how are you doing?
Hey, doing great.
Wonderful. This is an exciting week here, our Mission Military Appreciation Week. First, I guess I just want to start off by asking the importance of this week here at OOIDA.
Well, truckers as a group and OOIDA specifically in this instance have always been supportive of our military. When back during the 80s, 3/4 of our membership or more were all ex-military. And it's just something that trucking is sort of a natural extension military truckers, they like things and they take pride in what they do. And again, it's kind of a natural fit.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I guess, one, it's about individualism because, there are times when you're on your own and you've got to be resilient. That's certainly the case for truckers. And it's not like, you're going to be programmed to call in sick because when there's a job to be done, you need to do it. And again, that requires a special kind of person. And, again, the military, trucking, just kind of a natural fit.
Mm-hmm. Now, you are one of many veterans here in this building. When did you first join the Army?
1970.
1970.
A long time ago now. And Vietnam was a big thing. And it was going good. I was in. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do in the military, what I originally signed up for. After I got in, I found out I was physically not qualified. Now, who knew color blindness would limit what you could physically do? But I found out the hard way.
Wow.
So I ended up kind of moving over into a medical MOS, and then not really realizing where that would lead me, but where it ended up ultimately leading me was to a hospital, and I couldn't get out of the hospitals.
Now, how long did you serve?
3 years, 8 days.
Wow. And when you got out, how long before you got behind the wheel of a truck?
Well, I kind of wasn't sure what I wanted to do after I got out of the service. I did some experimenting with mechanics. I did some construction work and did some part-time trucking. And basically, construction and some of the other things included a driving aspect. And I thought, well, I don't know. I think I might be able to do this for a living. When you're young and dumb, you think you can do anything. And I certainly fit into that category. So I bought a truck and went after it. And, and that kind of stuck too. But early on, I got involved in the organization, OOIDA, and because I realized I needed some help. The more I learned about trucking through OOIDA, the more I realized truckers needed OOIDA because the playing field was pretty much stacked against us. And I was determined. I thought, I'm determined to try to make it a better place. And an opportunity came up to come to work in the office, so I took that.
Did you ever think back then, I'll be president of this place someday?
No. I didn't think I would. I spent a lot of time thinking whether or not the paychecks I'd been sitting on for 3 or 4 weeks if I'd ever be able to cash them. But that's what you spend most of your time thinking about. I mean, just trying to survive. And there's certainly parallels to trucking there because it's, nothing is guaranteed. Things can change quick. There are a lot of things that take place that are beyond our control, and you just have to deal with. And, that's, again, kind of getting back to the military, stuff like that happens there too. So you deal with it because you really don't have a choice.
Your time in the service, what do you feel like helped you when you did start trucking? What from that time helped you in your career?
Well, I think certainly common among young people, certainly in in my age group period, for most of us, we'd never been away from home, never really been independent, never really had to be independent. And when you get in the military, well, you better be independent because home ain't nowhere around. So, and there's songs and things like that they talk to you about in basic training. There ain't no going home. So you learn, again, you developed a sense of independence, and certainly that's important in trucking. It's an important talent to have.
Now, for the past few years, we've been donating to the Veterans Community Project. Just talk to me from your perspective, the importance of obviously not just supporting our troops, when they're deployed and when they're serving, but afterwards, when they come back home and maybe have fallen on some tough times.
Well, oftentimes the after they separate from the service, oftentimes that's when support is of its greatest need. And, I've learned through experience that it doesn't even often matter what you did in the military. Going into the military changes you. It changes your mindset. And it has an emotional impact on you that it sometimes doesn't work so well when you separate. And the adjustment is something that comes easier for some and than others. And we want to, in some instances, clearly folks struggle with that. And that's what Veterans Community Project is about. It's about helping people make that adjustment when basically they don't have many options left. And again, it's an unbelievably good program. And, we need to support all the things that actually support our men and women that, wear the uniform when they separate.
In your experience, talk to me about our members, truck drivers in general, are so incredibly generous. How have you seen that over the years, when it comes to times like this where we are raising money to support the men and women who have served?
Well, when they ask, they step up. And, for us, we can kind of point to the contributions we've received. Thus far, OOIDA has raised over $800,000 for veterans' causes, care packages and things like that. Over $800,000. That's a lot of money. And, and while OOIDA matches half the contributions received, the other half comes directly from truckers and others that recognize the need and to support the cause. So, yeah, it's a great effort.
And talk to me about what it's like here in this building. It's really kind of a camaraderie. It really brings everyone together here.
Well, yes, it does because, again, there's a connection with truckers and with members of the service and of our staff here. We've got former military. We've got spouses of military. We've got grandmas. We have relatives, family for military. So, yeah, there's easy connections.
All right. Todd, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Hey, glad to always be part.